Into the third map at long last, Electrify versus Revenge, as we get started with our knife round to decide choices of sides here for the likes of Overpass. It is the third and final map of this best of three series. The best of three series that has gone quite the distance, with the first map going the overtime distance. Electrify taking map 2, 16-7, nice and confident against Revenge, and their opponent's map pick as well, being lost and everything. So we're all on the Electrify hype train on this one, Blake. And they've won that knife round. They get that choice aside. CT must be the pick for these guys.
Yeah, look, you would certainly expect so. Gave the knife round in, last map of the series. And look, I think over the course of the opening games in the group stages, we've actually seen a lot of 2-0s. There hasn't been a lot of 2-1s. I think only 3 out of the 8 games that are being played for the first round have been, or at least 2-1s, or going to a third map. So certainly going the distance between these two sides. How much further it goes, we'll have to wait and see, though. But Electrify picking that City side, meaning the Revenge are going to start off on T.
Indeed. The flash and smoke for Shubi on the utility setup. The fuse kit set for Cartalad. The smoke down for him. Default pistols in Kevlar across all the board here. As we kick things off on the right foot, this is what we think, but Electrify stopped themselves on the A site, looking at issue towards that mid control. I was hoping that they didn't have a ping issue. It doesn't seem like we do. Fast plays in towards the B site. Boost spot coming in from the CTs. Electrify seeing what's going on, and JPPT lands that first kill. Stempy down, starting things off fantastically for the CT side. And Revenge get the plant in, they're forced to back off.
Retake setup coming out for Electrify, where they just had a boost out towards right side Graffiti. A lot of players coming in for that heaven angle, and that one player from Fraser that was holding out towards Connector hasn't quite seen anything. Everyone coming in from the CT area. And down to just 3 players left over on that T side and falling apart. It's just down to Zulu and Fraser, and they're behind this smoke assured.
Jump face from Zulu, trying to see if he can catch that bomb diffuser, who's just sticking it like Olaf Meister. Fraser with no chance to catch this player out in the open before CT's total. They're going for the knife, but Fraser will catch the kill on Stop It to stop him and get the pistol for Electrify.
Well, I'll tell you what, good utility usage coming out from Electrify. As soon as that smoke goes down towards short, like it just makes it so difficult for the 2 short players to really find anything. They've got no vision of the matter. A bomb just gets diffused by Cartalad 10, and he has left the server.
More ping problems?
Okay. I hope not.
Hold on, let me jump over to Discord and see if there is anything else going on. See, unfortunately, like usually when we're streaming, I would have my view and I would have the chat off, but you would have the chat on, because I'm required to have the chat off for the sake of streaming.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah, but obviously we're doing is very different, because GoTV, we don't have GoTV, so we're like parsect into each other's PCs. So what I see is what you see, and what we see is what everyone else sees. So there's no way that we can actually look at any like chat logs and see whether they're having problems and what have you.
So you do see what I see.
Yeah. Indeed. But Electrify getting Carter back in server, and hopefully that should be the last time he has to rejoin, unless ping's not that great actually. 45. It's starting to come down, so maybe it's a bit of. Here's the thing, right? We've had a couple of issues on our stream as well. The internet's just been a bit patchy. So
your stream? Well, it's my stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's on your channel, so like I might be the one streaming, but I might be the one streaming. But at the end of the day, it's on your thing. Speaking of patchy, we just dropped frames, so there you go. Just not having a good day at all, are we?
Not really.
Oh,
no.
dear.
Oh well. And Cartalad is now -1, unfortunately, because of his DC.
Not having a good day himself.
No.
Wow.
He's a force buy though, so I do like to say that.
Revenge got the bomb plant, so they can afford to justify the AKs on 3 players where it will come out. Deeg was out for Stempy and Shubi. I believe they may have dropped those AKs to have players with Kevlar have the rifles, so that makes sense. Nade down. Good start. Look at the HP damage that does to the Revenge side. Fraser, Zulu, Shubi, all tagged to 71 or less. That's 2 of the AKs being tagged down as well, so Revenge getting off on the back foot here.
Yeah, that's a decent start to come out for the utility usage for the Electrify side, but for Revenge now, there's given up so much information of just making so much footsteps out towards this bathroom's contact. EGR and Hazler trying to work around these smokes, and they're even bringing a 3rd player up on rotation. More damage is coming through to the T side, though.
They do get the first pick on EJR, and Hasler gets two to respond outside. That's the two high HP players down as well. The players that remain are all tagged up. Fraser on 59, Zulu and Regan on 24 and 16. Zulu goes down. Nice and easy to face. 3 kills for Hasler. And Revenge start pressing up into the B site. AK checking out Pillar, checking out Ramp. I'm trying to look down T-Ramp where Stop It is ready with the SMG, but again, SMG versus tagged up players. Both of these two, if they stack up together, Stop It can get both the kills pretty easy. Fraser face, that goes down, all left to Regan, 16 points of health and 30 seconds to a 1v4 clutch. The bomb is on his back, fair play, but everything else is too tough, and Carter will shut it down for a 2-0 start for Electrify.
Ah, nice and simple. Really great display there coming out from the 2 players towards the bathrooms. Really shutting that down. Hasler and EGR trying to work together. And look, for Revenge's sake, it really come down to just taking so much damage early on. We saw the nade came in towards the T-Con area, and then more spam coming through for Divider. Had like 3 players on less than half HP. And because they lost that force buy, now means they need to eco. A lot of players actually in Connector being grouped up by the T side.
Flash is in for Revenge. Themselves out towards that mid control with the upgrade pistols, but it is an upgrade pistol eco. 2 Deagles, 2 Tech 9s and a Glock. And straight out into the bomb site. Hasler with 1 kill and 2 before he gives up the ghost. M4 picked up for the T side. Sprays through to Stop It. They're taking a lot of damage out of this. Regan's got 4 kills. On for the ace now. The bomb's been dropped out. He's grabbed an AK versus an SMG. This is still very winnable for him, so long as he gets that first headshot in against JPBT. The SMG still having to work with aim punch, though. Regan's got no Kevlar. Seeing the face, seeing the spray, and JPPT just about shuts it down. That got very dicey for Electrify, though.
Yeah, that did. That's an excellent round for Revenge. There is not a lot of upgrades, and they end up finding 4 kills. Maybe if they got a bomb plant, it would have just been sort of the extra insult to injury. But look, they'll be very happy with that. Electrify just win it out. And you're right, if there was maybe a little bit of armor with him, the aim punch wouldn't have been as effective as it was for JBBT. Electrify, get that 3-0 start. Actually go very aggressive with the AWP, but gets punished straight away from Shubi. Over the top of that smoke, EGR takes the price for going that aggressive.
Easy frag for Revenge. Opening things up on Shubi's part. Hearing Stempy. Look at how far JPBT is going to extend. The M4 Stop It will also try and face forward. They're trying to think and get a trade back here. They've gained a lot of map control, though. If they try and force them back towards the B site, if they can force the rotation from Revenge, then they could all run into this AK. They could all get picked apart, but for the moment, this T side are looking towards the A play. They've got 2 players to hold on for it, Hasler and Carterlad. And that flashbang from Stempy is just going to give away the information to JPBT. They've got 1 player in the short control that can rotate through connector if they can make enough noise to mask the sound of the squeak door. And Hasler comes up with that kill. Flash out to the left-hand side. 5 points of HP, needs backup to come to him because he's going to be a dead man soon. And indeed, Zulu follows suit with the frag.
Oh, Stop It, though. He might be able to cut off the rotations if they go back towards B. There's still a fair bit of time left on the clock for Revenge to make that kind of a play, and he's waiting in connector. Stempy is ready for him to swing out. Stempy wins the fight. So important there. And you almost thought for Electrify, they had a lot going for them. They had some great map territory. They pushed JPBT really aggressive, but unfortunately, they weren't able to do with it. And Revenge, they did not go for the trap. They did not lean over towards that B side. And you've got to think that this AK has got to be saved. There is no chance at this 1v3.
Yeah, if they had gone towards B, then maybe that position could have worked out. You know, they had the connector control, they had the player pushed up monster. Like, those 2 individuals could have shut down everything that Revenge threw at that B side. But the fact that they went towards A basically just takes it all out of position. And the defensive on the A side itself, just not enough to hold on, not able to keep control against the T's. So, first to the board of Revenge. It was a 3-0 start for Electrify, though. The main problem is that eco from Revenge a round or 2 ago has crippled the economy state of Electrify. So this AK staying in is going to be everything for JPBT. Everybody else on $1,400, $1,500, $2,200.
Well, double eco. They have to force here.
Yeah.
Because 1,300 loss bonus, like, you're not going to have enough money, 1,400 to buy next round. So they're going to have to buy down and get that AK out with an M4 for Carterlad. What else are they going to get? just Eagles, so not even any SMGs coming forward. I was like, hang on a minute, where's that AK gone? But they've been able to pick it up. So they've got 2 rifles to work with. A Revenge, I mean, converting this round probably looks at trying to see if he can tie up the scoreline and really get some effectiveness done to the CT's economy. Stempy with a very aggressive lurk by himself towards short water.
Solo holding this angle as they try and lean towards the B default once again here. Flashes over as Shuby and Regan push onto the bathrooms on the long control. EJR was expecting them to enter from bathrooms and short. Caught off by that pop flash in from Shuby, just going to try and drive them away. For the moment, it's just default setting for the Revenge side, trying to bait in Electrify, knowing that they're probably on a force buy, knowing that it's probably going to be double eco status. They can get that AK or that M4 to reveal itself, and that'll be crucial info, if not a kill.
The thing is, EJR's getting aggressive towards long, so if he's able to start to clear out the fountain and playground area, they might start to rotate back to the B bomb side. And this is a complete gamble stack. Look at how many players are out here towards A. The thing is, they know now. They can start to rotate back, but are they going to come in time?
We hear the flashbangs coming up. Quick response to try and get the position. They got 1 player out towards the heaven area, smoked off by the T side. Good counter flash though, blocks out that short player from entering as Regan swings wide, tries to force 1 player back over. Stempy gets those 2 kills in AWP, trans back. AK's dropped, picked up by JPBT, but probably going to get forced to save out of this one here. Nailed that position, Zulu's so close, JPBT forced to fight, but falls back in the end. EJR could be an interesting entity here, but looking for exit frags above all else. I don't think he can go for Ninja, especially without a kit. JPBT lurking close towards the entryways, towards the A site, hoping to catch off some exit frags at best, but this will be a second round for Revenge. Nothing that Electrify can do about that.
And they're going to try and go hunting as well onto this CT. A nice tap coming through for at least for Stempy to fall. Regan might be able to find a bit of an angle to work with, but they don't want to lose too many players because now they've got to a point where an AK and an AWP save. Now, we would potentially see teams in Tier 2 forcing in this kind of a situation. I really hope that that is not the case here, but with an AWP and an AK in play, there could potentially be the outcome of forcing if they wanted to be that risky.
No, just upgrade pistols, it seems, dropped off by the likes of JPBT especially. Seeing what kind of damage they can do with the AWP and the AK, doing a significant amount of damage in that last round. I mean, if it wasn't a force buy, I would have called that a good eco. And Fraser in with the first and second kills. That AWP out the gate. Both players picking up that AWP in EJR and has the shutdown immediately. Carter next to face and next to full. Stop it in JPBT. Both stacked up towards this graffiti and entry area. Now making their way in towards this water control, just to hold on to the AK, just try and stack up the B site. Hope they then continue their presence towards the A plate and just save that weapon for another round because that's where it's going to be most useful.
Yeah, look, I understand in a situation where you've only got a couple of weapons that you probably want to try and get as aggro as possible to find yourself an opening advantage. And well, that's what EGR tries, and then that's what Hassler tries as well. Both times, the NWP from Fraser was able to deal with both of them getting aggro. Stop it, and JPBT just holding on to their weapons over at the B site of that AK and the Deagle. There'll be no chance for them to recover that AWP. I would assume that one of the players for Revenge would have chucked that over as well. Make sure there's no way that that can be picked up. Smokes and Molly's out towards the A-bomb site, and, well, it's completely clear.
Yep. A 3-all scoreline here for Revenge to equalise against the Electrify side. So 3 in a row for both squads. What looked like what was going to be another confident start there for the Electrify camp has once again been equalised for Revenge. Remember on map 1, so long ago it feels like, when we were on Mirage, and these 2 teams went 3 for 3 before eventually Electrify were able to start pulling forward and turn a really good half to their favour in the first. Revenge trying to chime back in on that one. Of course, in the anti-eco scenario, they take no damage. And sadly, they can't extend out to that mid-control, grab that AWP, because that would have been a fantastic weapon to hold into the next round. As it stands, there will be no AWP investment for Electrify. There will still be a buy, though. Or will there? No, they're going to half it once again.
Yeah, look, I suppose because like, you can obviously buy here, but you're going to be limited when it comes to the utility, and you're probably going to have a few FAMASas out rather than M4s if you do want to get the full util sets in. So I can understand why they are forcing, but it just means that you are putting your back in that disadvantage scenario, especially when it comes to round disadvantage. Peak's trying to come into connector. They do find a one-on-one trade and keep the AK in play at least.
Yeah, taking out Zulu for one. Deegan in for Carter. Stempy takes it back. And that's the B site open completely now. At this stage, we're just going to push and get the bomb down and try to see if they can fend off Electrify if they push those Deagles any further forward to get the exit frags. Damage is the name of the game here. You can see JPBT's backed up towards Park. The stop it goes down. Hazard's going to be the only damage dealer that they have remaining here. Electrify not too concerned about losing this round. They realise that the low investment is just going to get them up to rifles going into round 8. And that is the main concern for them.
Yeah. Keep the AK in play. Make sure you don't have to upgrade. I mean, there's honestly a chance here for Electrify to go double AWPs, considering how much money they've got. I don't think we've actually seen that come out regularly. I'm thinking back to the last couple of maps, and it probably came out like once, I want to say, for Electrify, where we saw double AWPs. I know an auto sniper came out. I don't expect to see that. But there's certainly an opportunity with a half-buy attempt coming through for the Electrify side. But if they want, then we could probably see JPBT and EGR picking up the double AWPs.
Seen it in the past, and JPBT immediately going to buy it up immediately. Pass it off to stop it. Who gets it back to EJR? Okay, so just that single AWP as JPBT wants to rock the AK. I'll admit he's been a bit more consistent with the rifles than the AWP, so whether the double AWP setup is worth it, that's yet to be seen. Smokes down standard. That one onto the connector face on the short control. Molotovs coming in to try driving them away from the short entrance. We see that one player. Regan now knows that there's a face for information. He's given that up as well to the CT camp, but they've also got information back. So for Revenge, it's just map establishment sitting in control here.
Yeah, nice little smoke to learn at home. It just stops that, like, if an incendiary goes in towards short pipe, because certainly City side do like to do that to maintain short control very early into the round. It just disallows that and allows the T side to push forward of it. Electrify find that first pick, though, with the AWP. AGR and Hasler crossfiring in the bathrooms, and for Revenge, continuing out their default of not being able to get themselves in a position where they're even looking to trade.
Razor waiting to open up that squeak door, hopefully to see if they can try and mask that that sound if possible. Might just be forcing the issue back on their own right. And Shat Fraser gets that battle back in towards the mid control. So crossfire locked towards Monster. Utility coming in. Flashbang evaded. Stempy gets caught blind instead. Stop it in Carter. Clean house on that crossfire. Two standing. Regan trying to push forward to get that bomb back from the Monster entrance. Knows where JPBT is, but can't land the killing shot. And there's 3 CTs total to trade it. So Regan down 1 on 5 for Fraser. Good shot connects to Carter. That's credit to him, but 15 seconds to get the bomb picked up. And I'll stop it, and Hasler will be there to shut him down.
Look, I'll tell you what, that was actually a really nice defense coming out for Electrify. We saw that for Revenge, they wanted to try and split into B via Short and Monster, and it just came down to the 2 players jiggle peeking from the City side towards that Monster area, getting that information, peeking on each other's contact. And from there, the Short players just get siphoned off. The JPBT does not peek out from that short ramp position of the site itself. EJR going in for another aggressive play with the AWP. They have got to the left-hand side of him, and he's able to just escape and fall back.
The kill in. EJR catching Shuvi. Kicking things off on the right foot here. 5 versus 4 gain for Electrify one more time. JPBT and Hasler are taking damage though. EJR is also low, so they're then just setting up some decent kills and trades later down the line, but for now they're still at the man disadvantage, and Electrify have tried to keep themselves as far away as possible. A minute to the clock, and Bomb's yet to commit here. In fact, they're stuck all the way at T-Con with no one to recover it.
I tell you what, they're just applying so much pressure here on the City side around this bathrooms area. EGR is just, although he's only found 4 kills, it's like, I would say maybe 3 or 4 of them have actually been opening advantages. They're just getting aggressive with Hasler time and time again. And now for Revenge, they're locked out of bathrooms. They don't have any map territory towards A. They have to commit B here. Very similar stance of how they were in the last round.
Stevie walking out, a monster. Incendiary's down for stop it. Flashbang at the ready. Try and force Carter out away from the ramp control. They'll be successful. Stempy's going to walk through the fire, see where Stop It's at, and not be ready for Carter. Pops out that flashbang, draws his weapon, unable to get the shot off as Carter tries to hold face it. Knows that bomb's going down. Can he deny it in the midst of the smoke? No, he cannot. Will still take firefights with the P2K. 2 standing for the Revenge side, and they've got several players tagged up on Electrify, but no kills going their way. All 5 alive for the CT side as they reclaim the lead.
I'll tell you what, that's an excellent round. That's fantastic. Look at how many weapons they're able to pick up. They get 4 AKs to back out that orb. It's almost like we're looking at a T-side buy. Yeah, this is not great for Revenge. Good retake in. At least they get a bomb plant. You can give them that. They've got enough money to reinvest. But just when you thought Revenge had found some momentum with 4 rounds in a row, it's an answered back twice now in a row for Electrify.
And the pause being called. This is officially supposed to be a technical pause, but I'm not sure who called it, and I'm not sure what the issue is. I looked at that ping problem, and I was like, oh, it's got to be ping again, right? No, we've had internet issues all day today, and nope. Well,
I did see one of the T-side players disconnect, but connect back really quickly. So could
that
have been
might
like
be why. Okay.
An FPS something
That might
like
be
that.
why. Okay, well, fair play then, Revenge. Have all 5 players in server at this stage, and they've got all 5 of Electrify to worry about, as well as, he brought it up a moment ago, but the AKs they have for this CT side, like, this is going to rip right through Revenge's head, Kevlar, and I don't know if they realize exactly how much they've given away to them. And they've given away a lot of AKs to Electrify. Even when you think about the second round force buy, like, all 3 of the AKs dropped, and Electrify had that to work with from round 3 onwards. It's like, they've been able to take a lot away from Revenge and use it against them.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a mirror buy, right? I mean, even in, like, you look at, like, the, what do you call it? Symmetry, is it symmetry of it, right? Like, the AWPs exactly a level of one another. Like, if you folded it in half, Jay, it would be identical. Except for the utility.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And
it's
the
like,
names. And the logos.
If you ever...
And the colors.
if you ever manage to get, like, 2 perfectly the same buys that mirror each other, like in Spectator, then like that is the most satisfying thing ever. Like, it's just oh.
Same
and
kills.
then they have to play the round, and then they've got to you know, waste all of that, so that way all that symmetry just goes away. But I'm digressing at this stage. We're getting into round 10, and the utility buys coming straight through for these squads. Double flashes, HEs, incendiaries, all the works here. Electrify only actually have 2 HEs, I should say. So not a lot in terms of the damage splash. Got those incendiaries that might force Revenge away from certain positions, but for the most part, they're just looking for that opening kill out of the gate here from T-Con. I think a self-flash came through over towards that T-Con area, and nades down on Regan have already dealt the damage.
Yeah, some pretty decent damage at least being expended towards the B-side anchors of JBBT. Revenge starting to slow it down. Showing a better presence towards B, but it doesn't actually look like they want to commit here at all. Look at this. Gamble stack out towards a B-bomb site. There's only 1 playing on A.
Now one is EJR though, set with the AWP to take down that first contact, fall back and wait for teammates to get to position to either hold off or otherwise go for the retake. They have seen a piece falling out of the squeak door as well, so they've got info that they're in connector. But will they continue the rotations? Will they go back to the A site? No, they're going to take that bomb out of mid into the B play. So Electrify have got a lot to go off of here.
Now, Fraser trying to wait to see if anyone gets aggressive for a little bit of a boost play. Look at how close the CTs are playing over at B. No one's playing aggressive at all. No one towards the short position. No one out for a monster. Finally, Cartelad is going to try and reposition himself. 25 seconds left on the clock. They've got to go, and they've got to go now.
Oh, and a spray from Carter comes up good for that first kill. Shubi turns it back around. Stop it trying to focus fire on the back line. JPBT holds his own. There's the press towards short, and Stop It holds face. Regan gonna get that kill. JPBT with one needs to back up against Regan, who's all alone. 1v3. Bomb picked up, sees that orb, fakes it once, but now no time to plant the bomb. And JPBT gets himself a 3K, gets the 6 for Electrify.
And look, Revenge run that clock very, very low. And in situations like that, you've got to be making sure your entries are coming in immediately. And unfortunately, they weren't. We saw Electrify being able to really slow it down. No bomb plan comes through from the Revenge side. And you've just got to think for the CTs, this is now becoming a bit of a streak. We've only seen one round out of the past 3 connect into a bomb plan for the T side. And they're going to be on yet another eco and a lot of footsteps coming out to connector. This could be multi-kills for Hasler. No, they don't. They back off towards short instead.
Trying to play up close and personal for Fraser's part. Tank on the nade. Zulu to 1 point of health. Fraser got a bit of that as well. EJR with the AWP, taking Shubi down to start things off to the mid control. This half bite has already started to fall to pieces with the first kill and so much damage being done at this stage. I don't see a way that Revenge can do this unless they can land those Deagle headshots. And we're going to start things off okay and get a second with Fraser chiming in. Okay, the complexion of this round just changed.
I don't know what's going on here. EGR now might get overwhelmed with the AWP towards the A site. What is happening? Carnalad is now in a 1v4. The bomb's towards short water, but this might even just be an instant save for Carnalad. He might not even try and go for this. What am I watching?
Trying to get that flashbang over towards the dumpster position. But he hears those footsteps, knows that they're on the A play, and there's nothing he can do about it as well. No right to win this round did Revenge. But Regan with 2 kills, Fraser with a follow-up, completely turned it around. And it's AK left alone here to try and clutch it. Will make his way into the lower areas of Bank, checking out dumpster as well, just in case. But he needs an absolute miracle. He's got the kit. He has no smoke, though. If he could go for the Ninja, I would have given him a bit of credit towards it. As any utility drop to the site, it doesn't matter. Fraser's there to shut him down for a 2K and a 5th to Revenge.
And look, there was some good shots being hit by Revenge, but I almost felt like they were just so hungry on the City side. Like, why are they wide swinging out from Monster to a Deagle? Like, you don't need to at all. And so they just decide to get aggressive. They decide to take a lot of peeks. And the Deagle from Regan just gets 2 kills. Yeah, they're ridiculous shots, but for Electrify, that just comes down to them playing that round really poorly. And Carnalad, well, there's nothing he can do in that situation at all. Revenge, win a rounds, like you said, that had no right winning it.
That's Fraser with the AWP picking and Stop It. Takes him down, starts things off. Incendiaries up, JPBT tanking an A to the face. The Molotovs continue to go towards the site and they will boost the AWP up. Sees one towards Heaven, but EJR's watching it. Takes him down, gets to a 4v4, trying to land a wallbang onto the boosting player, but unable to land a stem piece. So we stand at evens with a very good set of trades coming in for the CT side.
A decent lurk coming out for Shubi to get some really deep bathrooms control, but it looks like they're pretty intent on going over towards this B side. Great spot coming out for EGR. Smoke going down towards the Heaven position. JPBT actually trying to get aggressive around the short smoke. And the NWP's been able to catch off Carnalad sleeping in Monster.
Good JPBT. Look at how aggressive he is to the sandbags area. He's Incendiary down.
Ooh.
And Shubi's walked out to A. Look at Hasler.
No way.
Back's turn. They have absolutely no idea. He has no idea. They think they're safe. They're not. Kill comes in. Hasler had absolutely no clue. And it's a 4v2. Electrify have to back off.
Yeah, look, that could have really gone either way, right? It's very difficult to judge who's going to win those engagements in situations like that, but what it comes down to is there's sound being made, and Shubi starts to hear it out from Bank, and as soon as he gets that kill, Electrify just have to instantly save. 2v4, they're able to pick up another AWP from Fraser. They could try and get hunted. Good shot coming out from JPBT to at least try and hold on to these AWPs. And for Revenge, they tie up the scoreline once again, Jay. So I tell you what, both of these teams not going down without a fight.
Yeah, well, it's been a very, very stressful exchange between these two squads. Back and forth, Revenge again going to be able to equalize against Electrify. The double orb saved in, again, a question whether or not this is a good investment. I guess when they get the second orb for free, it can sort of be worth it. But there's not a lot of cash for the CT camp. Will they be able to justify? I mean, I guess they're going to have to, given the circumstances. Haven't
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Huh.
Like, they don't... Look, they've got loss bonus to fall on, but when you've got double orbs, like, that's a perfect buy. In sense of, yeah, maybe you don't actually get the full weaponry behind you, but it's not every day you get a free AWP, and this is just going to be a rush into monster. This is going to be quick.
Pistols out. Regan gets that first kill in. Stempy with a secondary frag on Stop It. They will burn a little bit, do some damage, but they have no idea how close Stempy really is. Hasler gets one kill, but that's all they'll find. EJR set to save. Revenge going to take the lead.
Yeah, look, I tell you what, good call coming out for Revenge. That's the first time we've actually seen a quick monster rush out from the T side, and it comes into a round where they realise the economy's not in a great position. And as well, that's info that Shuby's been able to, or at least the team is able to relay. We know that they took both orbs. We knew that they had one, and we knew that they picked one up from Fraser. So if they've got double orbs, whether they forced or not, if we go for a rush, that's the perfect opportunity because we know they've got two AWPs. Only one player goes down to Stempy. You could not have asked for a better round, and he could even get hunted for the bank player, Shuby. Does.
All weapons taken out. Electrify happy they didn't invest into that round because if they had, then they would have just been felled apart.
Yeah.
Another pause coming through. Not no immediate technical issues that I can see right now, but this is not a timed pause, therefore, technically, well, by definition, it's a technical pause, but 7-6, Revenge. Leading against Electrify. The buy could still come through from the CTs. They're kind of stacking up the loss bonus at this stage. You can try and shut this down because, again, this is the favorite team right now that are leading, and considering that Electrify have had the advantage for so long in this map up, like this could be the turnaround of momentum that Revenge really need to turn this to their favor.
Yeah, it could be. It really could be. Electrify, even in a position where, yeah, you probably will buy here, but they're going to be limited to an extent. EGR just has enough money because you need what 50 4750 650, that's 5400, so he's got exactly enough money to go for the AWP and body armor, and not quite enough for the head Kevlar, but he'll be able to get an AWP out if he wants it, of course. But then you've got players like Stop It and JPBT where you're kind of thinking to yourself, is it probably beneficial to go with like a FAMAS rather than an M4 to just get a little bit more utility in, because we could potentially see Electrify not even having any kits going into round 14.
Possibility. Another thing to consider is the risk of the AWP and Kevlar for EJR, and that's exactly what they'll do actually. They just have just enough money for it.
My math is correct.
No utility for him, though. The M4s will come through. Fama is coming out for Carter to get the extra piece of utility. Full set, that does come through, but it's limited all in all for Electrify. AK is in, AWP's out. Revenge have no worries with their own buy. If they can keep the hype train running, they can keep the buys flowing. They're going to have a bit of a long stack coming through from the CTs to eventually lead in towards Monster on the B play.
Yeah, very aggressive, long setup, but it looks like it's just going to be the straight BXE. Flash coming out for Monster, and really it's just going to come down to this one player of Carterland. Boost up towards the two CTs, out for Graffiti. Need to try and get themselves into some sort of contention to get some gunfights, but they're already being pushed back. The nades come through into Graffiti itself.
Only a FAMAS to drop. Will Electrify continue to press forward here? Will they back off and save what weaponry they've got? Hasler, Molotov down to 52 points of health. Stop It seen and dealt with by Shuby. And now the save call comes in. The two CTs in the backlines rotating out of position. Hasler will continue to lurk around that Graffiti area, but only for a moment's respite. Backed up, out of dodge, saving the weapons. Electrify shut down by a quick execute. Revenge up to 8. And the CTs, oh, they could still lose control of this.
And look, that's one of the consequences of having not the greatest of buyers on City side, is it means that you're going to be playing really passive at B because you don't have the nades to deal with that rush. Are they going to get hunted here? No, they just evade them. Jeez, that could have been a really good chance to take more weapons out of play, but they didn't quite know about it. Revenge. A very decent chance, I want to say, of actually getting a 9-6 lead. In the last map, a really crucial map in the Group A opening match, could make the big difference. AWP out for EGR, followed by 2 for Masters, though, on the City side.
And not a lot of firepower in the grand scale of things. Losing that one M4 is going to cost them big time in this one. Incendiary set for Cartlag. They're going to try to block them as they make their way out of Monster, expecting another Monster hit very quickly. And that seems to be what's coming through. Flash over, Carter re-smokes it, sprays through, gets 1 and 2. That's massive. P50 out. Regan's completely blind by the flash of JP Beatsy. And Shubi goes down as well. A fantastic lockout. A lot of Monster presence. Bomb now in CT control. And Fraser in a 1 versus 5. Desperate to get his kills in. Takes a ton of damage though. And there's CT giving up the back and the front. Stop it, shuts it down. 8-7 to close the half. Favor to Revenge.
Well, that's one way to put a bit of a positive spin on your CT half, is to end it on a high note. Very, very big hold coming out from Carterland towards that Monster position. Resmoke could not have come in at a better time, and they just decide to push forward. They decide to continuously get aggressive. And well, 8-7 half, probably one of the closest halves we've had, I want to say, all series so far. I don't think we've had an 8-7 at all.
Yeah, Glock's out for this pistol. No upgrades on the T side. Same can be said for the CTs. Shoot with the defuse kit and the smoke down. Utility over for Hasler. It was a P2D for Stop It, excuse me. So he's playing Raid Boss for this one. They're going straight in towards Short on the B side. Shubi tagged up low. Fraser getting tagged and taken out is Zulu. And 3 kills come in for the T side out towards this short engagement. Bomb plant secured. A 4 versus 2. Further flashes in. Fraser knows that he's in a very dire position. Stempy will get 1 kill. Force the issue back over towards ramp. See EJR, and he saw Carter as well. But they know that he's close. They can try to swing on him. They'll try to see if they can take him down. Damage is pouring into the T side. Eventually Fraser gets that kill on Hasler. But EJR shuts down Stempy. So it's all left to Fraser. Kit on his back, 3k clutch up for him, sees that first player, sees that second, but caught on the reload, now taking face, running out of ammo relatively quickly here, needs to get some shots on, sees Carter way too close for the Glock, and he gets his kill in to close down the round and bring us to evens. Electrify, win pistol.
A pretty heavy stack actually comes through to Connector for Revenge, and you almost think for a moment, especially with how much short presence there is for the T side, that they could be quite successful in doing so, but it's so quick to come out for the Ts. They just overwhelm that B bomb site pretty much immediately. A very, very fast play into that B site. And Revenge just can't hold off. They at least try and make it expensive towards the end there, forcing back into round 17. Electrify. I mean, it's already looking like it's going to be a B play, and straight away, it's actually Shubi that aggresses out towards Tikon that finds that first pick onto Hasler.
All right, that's a good start. 5-on-4 situation gained for Revenge. MAC-10s and AKs coming through. Flash in to allow Electrify to make their way up. Revenge going to try and get a good eco victory, or forced by victory, if you will. Zulu with a secondary kill. Carter chimes in, but Zulu trades it still. Damage compounding. And he looks for an awkward angle as EJR wins it and everything. And Shubi shuts down Stop It for Revenge to establish a fantastic force by round and establish their lead once again.
It's got to be about, what, the 10th force buy we've seen one today over the course of this best of 3. We've seen so many force buy victories. And look, it works out really nicely. Shubi finds that first pick, aggressing towards that Tikon line. And then the B players just try and storm out from Monster, and they can't deal with the MP9 of Zulu. Revenge take back the lead. Electrify, they're going to be able to force themselves. Oh, double nades. Ooh, they do decent damage, not too much though.
Could have been better if they placed it a little bit earlier. Electrify are still tagged pretty heavily though, so Galil time boosting up, trying to get one of those Galils to look over and into the mid control. Now the CTs that were there at some point, but they've backed off. Revenge don't need to give themselves up here. They've got the advantage in terms of weaponry. They can take in peeks when they're appropriate. EJR with his back turn, simple shot for the first. Fraser did see the second up top mid, or top long I should say. And backs away once again.
Shubi can actually hide in this corner position towards Divider. A good start coming through. Carter Lad does get a pretty nice pick onto Fraser. And now going to bring another rotation player coming up from Regan. Electrify. Eyes are locked to go to this A bomb side. Shubi's actually going a little bit more passive. Catches off Carter Lad just out into the open.
4 on 3. Found the frag. 40 seconds do remain. Electrify still have those 2 Galils in play. Flash evaded by Hasler. Shubi still gets that kill. Sees his second man. Stopper gets the Deagle trades together. So rifles drop, but Regan responds with a Deagle of his own right, getting JPBT to full bomb and CT control. Now they're going to wrap those last 2 players over from the B site, set up the crossfire, and deny any chance to stop it to take the round. Got to go down to get the money bonus. No sense in saving a Deagle. Maybe sense in saving an AK if they had it, but they don't. Galil picked up, bomb recovered. 5 seconds, and they're going to wait for him. Eventually see this man. 3 seconds.
Oh,
they're waiting.
peeking.
They're waiting. And Stop It just went down after time. Just about in time. There was like a split second away.
They peek, so then he goes down after time, and then they kill him before the time. That was so well played to come out from Revenge to peek, so he does not plant and gets off it. And unfortunately, they got a little bit too greedy there. That could have been the perfect opportunity to just wreck the economy even further. But look, a round's a round, Jade. They've got to double digits.
Yeah, a bit overzealous from the player over at the truck position, but as you mentioned, it's 10 rounds. For Revenge, that might just be enough at this stage. M4 around the corner. Carter Lad dead and buried to start things off. Stop It, Hasler, and EJR sprayed up through the wall. Regan nades on towards that short position, should not quite take down Stop It. Actually, Stempy gets the kill before the nade even lands. EJR does catch Shubi off guard, so there's that before on frag, but 4v2 Revenge. Players coming out, orb shot into Fraser. USP can win at this fight. It doesn't do so though. There's an M4 in, grabs that AWP. And JPBT in a 1 versus 3, still looking to get a bomb plant here. And if he can get that, Electrify would have secured enough.
Yeah, if they can even get one more pick or a bomb plant, that would be great. And he's got so much time, so he can just start to play the mind games. The thing is, though, he's getting wrapped from the connector player. Knife. No, okay.
Nope.
No,
That would have been
doesn't
nice,
want to do it. It would have been very nice, and it would have been very entertaining. I don't think we've seen a knife killed today, have we? Haven't seen a Zeus or a knife, I don't think.
We saw an attempt on Mirage.
Ah, yes. We saw attempts, but I don't think no connections. Shame. We like to see them. Not only do they give you extra money, but the BM is fantastic.
Yeah, it does cripple mentalities. And for Revenge at this stage, like, they've been on a roll. So to cripple Electrify's like, mentality at the moment, like, considering how they were having confidence on map 2, like, very good situation for them. 2-for-1 trades out. Revenge are going to try shut them down and cripple them in terms of the setup in this round. Shubi with 2 frags up towards that long control. Finally a flash to trade in from Hasler, but the AWP of Fraser to respond to him as he peeks out very early into the long control, and that bomb so far away from JPBT. He will establish B-site presence, but that's not going to mean much with no bomb plant.
I tell you what, that's such an aggressive play out towards the fountain and long area. Really well drilled there from Revenge. You could see the way in which that they've practiced that in the past in the scrims and the prac. Just in terms of the timing and everything. Fraser getting very aggressive. They're giving him up 1v1s. What are they doing? Regan's now the last one left, and this is so winnable for the T side.
I think he's got the info that I think he may have seen it over towards the other side of the map, so I think he knows. Opening up Squeak door, did JPBT hear it? It's all down to face in. He doesn't, and he still wins the fight. JPBT isolating the 1v1s. Revenge practically giving them to him, and he gets the 11th for his side.
Like, Zulu didn't play that badly at all. He played really passive on B. It was a great shot to come out from James for JPBT, but like, why is Fraser peeking there? Like, what is going through his mind to get aggressive like that when he's got no support from his teammate? That is so poorly played from the Revenge side. And Electrify, that's got to be one of the biggest clutches in this game.
Wow. That may set themselves back up once again if they can follow up with a decent round. As a force buy-in for Revenge though, and Shubi with the SMG again is aggressed out to this part position, having so much impact when it comes to aggression against the T-side line, even gets a significant amount of tag damage to EJR, but 1-for-1 trades, and he couldn't save that AK. I mean, he was going to be cornered anyway, because no matter where he would have exited, he would have been seeing T-side players. And now they start to realize that there's a lot more presence up towards that mid position than they might have initially expected. Zulu catches JP, BT takes him out towards short control, so Revenge have them out advantage.
Yeah, they're doing well here. They aggress out towards short water and they catch off just a lurk play. They left Fraser with this FAMAS out towards A to try and defend the bathrooms. Carter Lads gonna fall. This is now 4 versus 2. This is looking excellent for Electrify. EGR and Stop It need to try and bring this round apart. Now, there are 2 players on the CT side that are incredibly low, but there's a lot of rotations back up to A.
And again, Fraser on low HP, still doing significant damage to Stop It. He goes down to the AK and continue to wrap around here towards the B site for the T side line. 25 seconds, they'll smoke out Heaven. Molotov Graffiti, Stop It will just ensure that there's no one in the back lines. They can get the bomb across successfully and planted. And it's retake mode for Revenge. 2 rifles in play. It would be nice if they could go ahead and get those AKs that would drop towards the mid control, but EJR missing the jump, getting caught by the wall as well to stop it. They line up for him, but he still gets taken down by Stempy. The trades are good, Revenge are good. 12 to the CT board.
Yeah, look, big round. Very big round out for Revenge. And look, for Electrify, just getting very unlucky with the timings there. You see the bomb plan coming down out towards the B side, and EGR tries to get back over to short. If he would have got a fraction earlier, he would have made it. Gets caught off, and you've got to think there can't be a buy here. There's a half buy at most. Maybe they try something really quick, like rush out Monster and just see if they can overwhelm completely. They have got a fair bit of utility, actually. 3 smokes between them. For Electrify, they're running out of rounds, Jay, to be able to get back involved in this game.
Yeah, they need to get some victories on the board. The tech lines are all good and all for an eco, but it's going to be rush tactics. Flashbang actually missed out there, catching Hasler completely blind. And they're still going to press forward here with this play. Tech 9 up close here towards the short control, and they get ripped apart. Well, good effort, but the weaponry was just not there, so 13 to the board of Revenge. 4 to the difference. And the rifles come back in.
I think this is where you take attack for Electrify, right here. Down 9 to 13, you lose this round. Have to probably eco again. You're looking at 14, then 15. I mean, this is such a vital round for them to convert. And there's still at least a few AKs for the CTs to work with. Nade out towards T-Con doesn't do too much damage up towards the T side. Now that follow-up one, though, onto James B. BT is doing fantastic work. And, well, now they're taking some short water control. Resmoke can come out from Fraser towards Monster. They're clearing out so much B presence.
That they are. 4 looking for EJR, but EJR takes the frag instead. Kicks things off for the T-side line, and trading potential is there. Fraser now standing alone again towards the mid-control. Was overwhelmed by the T-side in the end, but this time he's got 100 HP as opposed to the early facing. In the end, he faces the AWP, and the AWP takes him down. Now there's no A presence whatsoever. They smoked off that dumpster cross, and the CT just can't get to rotation positions in time. Stop is going to clear out the corners, check out all the angles. Nice nade does some significant damage. Might still set them up for the retake, because they've got 2 players on single digits for Electrify.
Look at how low they are. Might as well go for it. The thing is, though, how much information do they have on how low these players are? And yeah, I don't think they've got a lot of that information, so they're just backing off and saving, realizing, you know what, 3v4, don't really have that much info, let's just save. Let's hold on to the weapons. Maybe when they look back at the demo, or they look back at the stream and realize how low they are, they'll probably be disappointed they didn't go for it, but it's the safer and smarter option for me.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed on that respect. But imagine what they could have accomplished if they were able to get this retake, you know? Like, it's not just about winning the round, it's also about what they do to the economy state, because look at the money that Electrify would have had. 3,500, 3,800 at maximum for players on this side, so there would have been very few chances for a buy. I think they would still be able to force the issue, obviously, but like, when you're 14-10 down, having an economy like that, it could be disastrous, you know? It could lose so much there.
A lot of what-ifs. But what we do know is, going into round 24, that there's an AWP out for EGR. Electrify, starting to get some early control out towards the fountain position. Looked like Shubi wanted to go somewhat aggressive, but with that bathroom smoke coming through, he's just going to back off and play quite passive towards the A side. Not really any aggressive duels being taken by Revenge. And just jump spot coming out for Regan towards the short water control. 4 players over at that B bomb side. They're going to rotate 1 back to be able to back up Shubi at A. Very slow as well for the T side cap too.
Two players pushing up along Shubi and Fraser. Trying to find Electrify presence. 2 players. 3 total in the mid control. 2 out towards mid itself. 1 on stairs and 1 at the corner. Good flashbang in. Shubi avoids it but couldn't stabilize his spray. So Hasler wins the fight, gets the kill in. Looks for Fraser next up, doubles up here towards the long control. Now Stop It moves in for the mid control. Got 1 player in the back, Regan. Here in the open, AK comes up good for a single frag, but no more than that. And Revenge, this time they're forced to save. This time this retake is too much. But look at JPBT, he's out on B. Zulu has no idea. He goes down next. And Stempy might be safe for process of elimination, but Revenge, this one fell apart real quick for them.
And that's what I love, that JPBT brings to this team, is just the lurk factor. We saw him doing it a lot on Mirage. Not maybe so much out on the T side of Overpass, but certainly in that round right there. You see the way in which Electrify are able to get 2 kills off the back of Hasler's entries towards that bathrooms and long area. Then the follow-up one comes through for Carterlad at the A site, dealing with Regan. And then from there, there's just a lurk play to cut off both of the 2 saving players, or at least one of them. Stampede, oh, if he falls here, this could be so awkward. Big kill, that is so important to hold on to that weapon because, well, they can't invest anything with it. 1900 loss bonus, 2400 in the next round, so it might just be a very light eco at that.
Yeah, maybe Regan can drop some weapons for them, but yeah, just upgrade pistols, no Kevlar. And although that AK would have been could have bought some options for them, they can't really get any viable options with it. They can't drop weapons, they can't force to buy. EJR, Molotov down. Focus fire here for the T side. Good shot on Zulu. That's a first. Needs a bit more though. EJR getting out dodge. Regan actually catches Hasler instead, so EJR will escape, but that pistol will do its damage. But stack into the mid control. He's nobody on the B side play. They might grab the AK and try and see if they can force forward, go into a retake here, or they could just save the weapons, and that seems to be what the call is for the moment.
Yeah, save double AKs, I think, makes the most amount of sense here for the City side. Don't wreck your economy even more. Yeah, you've obviously ecoed here to be able to get a bite going forward, but you've been granted yourself an extra rifle. Just hold on to it. It looks like Revenge, though, do actually want to try and see if they can find some exit frags. EGR with that AWP looking to see if he can catch any of them going out. That's the first kill. He makes it a second. Can't quite find any more than that. They do actually recover that AWP. Shubi as well doing damage. I tell you what, they could find more kills than just what they've found so far. Especially if Stopper goes down to the bomb, and he does. You're kidding. They get an AWP and AK, and 4 players fall from the T side. What a round for Revenge.
That's a fantastic eco. That is an absolutely fantastic eco. Free open AK, I mean, yeah, they do lose an AK with Kevlar on the bonus of Stempy's part, but that doesn't matter. They've gained so much more for it, and they've crippled the economy of Electrify. Like, if Revenge take this next round, then this could get real dicey, and it's a fast play, it seems, to come out from the T-side line. Smokes down Hasler with the AK standing by, but it's going to be Carter to enter out, and Monster got 1 player back in the sandbags corner, and he's got his back turned towards it. That's going to be a kill. Zulu also chimes in. 5v3. Bomb is committed to the short control, and he's going to get sandwiched out. Stempy with that kill on Stop It, and now Hasler being seen by Zulu. They hear the players over Toxic Barrels. Orb tries to find a kill, but EJR caught out at close range. 1v5, and not a single man goes down for Revenge. The momentum swing has been found at the CT board, and the economy is decimated for Electrify.
And that just adds to what was found with that Eco, Jay. If they would have just won this round without doing as much damage as they did to that Eco, we would have seen a rebuy out for Electrify, and it wouldn't have been an issue. I think we even are going to see a rebuy, but there's going to be players struggling. JPBT going straight in for the NWP investment, and it looked like for revenge. Electrify were going quickly into that short water control to go into B, then ended up falling back going into Monster, and just the crossfires being set were so fantastic. No one falls. They get 4 AKs to add with the AWP from Fraser. You could not have asked for a better buy going into round 27, and we saw Electrify having one of these buys on their CT side in the first half.
14-12. And the buy is going to get forced up here by the T-side camp. The AWP, the AK coming in. Deagle, Mac 10 and Scout as well. But that's a broken setup. If Revenge swamp this out of the water with no bomb plant for Electrify, then that might just be game over. Revenge. About to get the revenge for Nuke, it seems. They got decimated at a 16-7. That was their map pick. After winning Electrify's map as well, you would have thought a 2-0 would be on the table, but now here in Overpass, they've come back into their own. They've hit that high that they're so well set for. And now, all they have to do is close out 2 more good rounds. AK's crossed the entire board except for the AWP, so there's all the firepower to work with for Revenge.
Oh, this AWP sees the player out towards Bowers, can't quite hit the shot. The lurk play with the AWP missing the opening advantage. Shubi getting very aggressive in, actually gets legged down from the scout shot, does fall back without a swing to come through from Carter. And he's got Fraser to try and back him up. AWP misses, but at least he connects onto the Deagle.
That's a shot, that's a kill. EJR turns it around with a scout frag on Shubi's part though. Stop it, back on Fraser. 4 versus 3, Electrify. Gaining the man advantage, but look at how far away that bomb is. It's going to make his way up towards the A site. EJR, though, going to give a chance to get a trade together, and indeed they managed to make it happen. Stop it, tagged up, turns that AWP on the first frag. And the second kill. Got Regan to make it a quadra overall for this man. He's creeping up close, sees the AWP, spray is good, flashbang evaded. They can't rotate back to the B side, and Regan knows it, he's backing off. Here's the flashbangs coming forward, concedes the plant position to the opposition. And now looking for Hasler, JPBT with that AWP to swing out, but the AK headshot comes through for Electrify instead, and we go 13-14.
Oh, I tell you what, Jay, we could be going the distance here. I reckon we're going at least 30 rounds. Looking at the scoreline at 14-13, Revenge have got to make a decision whether they buy here, and it looks like they are. AWP coming through. It will mean a FAMAS is coming out for Regan. And not quite full utility sets and only a single kit. Or they're going to go for another one of these aggressive fountain plays. I think that's what it is. Look at the long presence too. JPBT and Stop It just getting completely overwhelmed by the aggression. And we've seen Revenge do this in the past as they get aggressive towards this fountain and long position, and now it's all just down to 1. What a round this is for Revenge to get to 15, to try and push it further along. 1v4, bomb in control of the CT side. And this has just all gone to pieces. Electrify. We're not ready for that aggression. Zulu to find the last kill. Revenge to get 15 up. Electrify. The money, Jay. The money is so awful here. Oh, no. To think that they lose a round like that.
That's crippling. Absolutely crippling. And the rebuy for Electrify needs to get itself together. They need to come up with a serious force buy win. The AWP's boosted up for Fraser, ready to receive them coming out with the short control. But it's just utility thrown down. Look at how far Shubi's pushed up here. Are they going to make a footstep? Are they going to cross successfully here towards this fountain position? If they're able to do so, then Shubi might be completely undetected, but so will the main T-side force. JPBT, the lurker over towards short, is the first to fall.
Thing is, he hasn't seen anything, so this is actually misinformation that they're coming up towards bathrooms. Shubi might be able to hear Hasler. That's a definite. Going down into connector made a little bit of noise, and we are seeing a couple of players on rotation, and I think they know that there's a potential that they've come through.
Lash their way in, the FAMA and the AWP. Shubi's going to be the backstab player. I think they spotted one. Yes, they did. Backed up now, seeing those pistols come to the table, and Shubi sneaks up the back lines here. It's Fraser to fall. Shubi strikes on the one player in the back line. Stempy gets one more player back over, drops that bomb as well, leaving it all to EJR with the scout. Picks up the orb, does land that no-scope in the end, but through the smoke, Regan will strike, and it will be a 16-13 win, a 2-1 series to Revenge, who established themselves in the top end of Group A, go to that winners matchup and eliminate the opposition.